Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. We're the Movie Couple. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And this is our review for Jackpot. In the near future, a grand lottery has been newly established in California. The catch? Kill the winner before sundown to claim their multi-billion-dollar jackpot. When Katie Kim moves to LA, she mistakenly finds herself with the winning ticket. Desperate to survive the horde of jackpot hunters, she reluctantly joins forces with amateur lottery protection agent Noel Cassidy, who will do everything in his power to get her to sundown in exchange for a piece of her prize. We didn't really know much about this movie until we got the screening invite, and that's when we actually looked into the trailer. And it's pitted as a comedy, action comedy, and a lot of the times when I see who the cast is, and in this case, it's John Cena, it's Awkwafina, and it's Simu Liu, I was like, you know what? It looks like the plot sounds ridiculous, it's hilarious, it's over the top, but you've got these three actors to really bring it home. I was in for it.
Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect when we first kind of went in and we were invited to this screening, but after we kind of like looked into the trailer a little bit, it really did kind of seem like if you took like Idiocracy, mixed it in with a little bit of The Purge, mixed it in with a little bit of John Cena and Awkwafina and turned it all into a comedy, you're kind of like, that's kind of a weird mixture. I was really like trying to, before we went to go see it, I was kind of like, this sounds just like a really weird kind of, you know, cheesy comedy kind of premise, and I'm just like, I'm wondering how they're going to pull this off.
I think they pull it off by bringing in John Cena.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have to admit, when I went into this movie, I was really looking forward to seeing him the most, and out of everyone in this movie, he is the one that really brings this plot, this story to life. When he's finally on screen, you could really, you're just like, you're drawn to him. You're like, okay, I'm into this story because of John Cena.
And I think that's just because like he is always aware of what kind of movie he is in, what the movie calls for, and in this case, he's playing a very, you know, kind of like, I don't want to call him a stick in the mud, but he's kind of like a by-a-rule good guy character in a comedy where the dry humor and like humor, improv and whatnot is going to work. And so I think this fits his like acting style really, really well, as well as the action of it all. But I will say the premise, it's pretty out there. This is a Paul Feig film, so like if you know sort of Paul Feig's directing history, this movie also kind of fits his style. And I think for Awkwafina, she is not as interesting as I would have liked her to be on screen. I felt like I was kind of gravitating to a lot of the other side characters other than Awkwafina, but she does a good job of like directing the movie where it needs to go, because it really follows her character and her trying to survive with this lottery that she didn't even know that she like had entered. So I will say the character, like her portrayal of Katie Kim, reminds me a little bit of, and again, this is like a completely different movie, but in character in comparison, I can't remember her character's name in Renfield, but she plays a cop, again in a comedy. Mm-hmm. And I feel like they're kind of very similar, and also a little similar to her character in Quiz Lady. It's quite similar, but I would say more similar to like Katie Kim is more similar to the cop character that she played in Renfield. And I think because of that, because she is like really serving as like the straight character, the unwilling, like, I don't want to be here, I don't want this money, get
What's
me
going
out.
on?
Yeah, they need characters, the side characters as well as John Cena to kind of amplify everything else. This movie was like beginning to end just like all chase, all stunts, all trying to kill her. So think like Purge, but make it funny and not... I mean, it's gruesome in a way, but in a comedic way, not in a, oh my god, this is so horrible way.
Well, and also there isn't really any violence. They really did kind of push that teen PG-13 kind of rating with this movie and all of the fight scenes to where there's no blood. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a little bit of blood from like wounds and cuts and stuff. But yeah, there's nothing like, you know, what we just saw in Kraven the Hunter trailer, which was all over the place. But a lot of the fights, their choreography and the stunts themselves are also in that vein, where it's a little bit unbelievable. You do have to go into this movie with a little bit of suspension of disbelief. Like there's a couple times when John Cena does kick someone and they go flying across a warehouse room to where you're like, that's not quite how it would work, but it's funny.
But it works for comedy.
But it works for the comedy, and it also works for the way John Cena fights in this movie. The choreography does match the comedy.
Yeah. So, like, all in all, there were, hitting the theme. I think this isn't going to be in theaters. This is going to be on Prime Video, I think literally tomorrow. So we're filming this review on a Wednesday. Yeah, so I think it comes out on the 15th. And I think that is the right place to debut that kind of a film.
Yeah.
Not sure how well it would do in a theatrical setting, but for a stream movie, yeah, I think people are going to tune in and they're just going to, just have like a Friday night chill hangout and have a laugh on TV.
Yeah, honestly, this really does kind of fit, to have your friends over, you all pregame a little bit, have some popcorn, it's kind of like a fun movie night with a whole bunch of your buddies.
Yeah,
just
it
hanging
really
out.
is.
And streaming it is pretty much exactly where this kind of movie does belong.
Yeah.
Is in that, cheesy, don't take it seriously whatsoever.
Yeah.
Know what kind of a movie you're getting into, that it's just dumb, campy fun.
Mm-hmm.
And John Cena pulls that off perfectly. And also Simu Liu, honestly, he does play the certain kind of character that he does very well.
Yeah, I was looking forward to seeing him in this one because, like, he has. I don't think many people because he's most well known for obviously Shang-Chi, but if you happen to have seen him in Barbie, the man has a really, really great comedic timing, which it's not like the easiest thing to get right. Like, you have to either you have it or you don't, and he naturally has it. So I was already knowing that like all of his scenes was going to be really, really good, and he has a lot of scenes with those other two characters, with Awkwafina and with John Cena, and those were like exactly what I expected it to be, and it was really fun to see him in the role. And we're keeping his role a little vague because I don't want to say too much, just in case you want to check out this movie for yourself on Prime Video.
One thing that I also really noticed too with John Cena and Simu Liu is that there were a few moments where they did have some fight scenes together. You could tell that those were the best ones because they both have experiences. And you pointed that out to me too. And I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. Those were the ones that meshed and flowed the best.
Yeah.
Was with those two people in the fight scene.
Yeah, lots of stunts, but those two definitely like stood out. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and give you our rating for Jackpot. The movie couple rating is listed for you in the video description below. I feel like you guys kind of already can tell what we were going to give this movie by the way we were talking about it. It's heading straight for Prime Video. I think they understand what kind of movie this is. I think you guys from this review hopefully understand what this movie is. I'm going to go ahead and give it a stream. It's a good time.
Honestly, that's exactly where this movie belongs. It's a streaming it movie. Have fun at home. Just have all of your friends over and just kind of have like a nice, fun, dumb time, because that's where this movie does just thrive, and especially when they really embrace that.
Yeah.
Of just that kind of quirkiness.
Yeah, it's over the top, exaggerated kind of a movie, so don't think about it too much. Just turn it on and enjoy it for what it is. And have a good weekend, And that is for us for this review. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We will see you in the next video.